Hello, what is up guys? EvilDuosArm here, back with another Blade and Soul video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at how I go about making my gold every single day in the game. I get asked this question all the time, what's the best way to make gold? And the honest answer is, there is no best way. It's basically just how do you plan your dungeons, or what dungeons do you run every day to maximize your playtime, since there really isn't a repeatable farm to reliably farm for gold. Sure, there's some dungeons that drop orbs that you can sell in the marketplace, but we're not going to be covering those since those are more towards endgame geared people anyway. The majority of people asking me this question are newer and trying to figure out what to do. Also, I'm sure a lot of you have limited play schedules. You can only play for a few hours a day because you have work or school or other commitments, and I am in that same boat. I try to keep my playtime under 2 hours per day and then spend my rest of my night until like 2 a.m. editing videos and then end up dead for work in the morning, but hey, enough about me. So the dungeon route itself actually takes about an hour per character. So beyond that first hour, your gold farming is going to become less efficient because you've basically hit all of the high gold income dungeons, or the most gold per time spent inside of the dungeon. So you're going to be making less gold as you continue to farm across that character. Obviously, if you only have one character, do these dungeons first that you're going to see in the video, and then move on to a normal purple train starting from the highest dungeon you can reliably clear and working your way down the list. That is going to be your most efficient way to farm gold. Now, once you've done all of that, there are some dungeons along your way that are going to have a dynamic quest box, the little green boxes that pop up in the right corner of your screen after clearing the dungeon, that drop an upgrade material or an upgrade item. The things we're talking about are basically the materials down here, your sacred orbs, your soul stones, your Elysian orbs, and your moonstones. Mainly, it's either a sacred orb or an Elysian orb that you can get from the dynamic chests, as well as the material chests from those dungeons. So if you find one that drops a lot of those items at any given time, or for each clear, every time you clear it from the green reward chest, not from the actual dungeon completion chest itself, then that is a potential candidate for farming over and over and over again if you're trying to make money beyond your first set of daily dungeons or doing the dungeon for the first time each day. Additionally, it is always more efficient to farm everything on a second character, so once you finish an entire character, if you have a second character, move on to that one and farm down that one as well. So in my opinion, it is always best to sell these materials right here. They are free gold, you get the crystalline versions here anyway, and the crystalline versions are what you use to upgrade all of your gear. You don't use these ones for hardly anything. The only things that these are used for are premium transformation stones, sacred vials, and pet packs, and generally you're not saving too much money by crafting them yourself, so I really don't see a use to hold on to these. They're worth a lot more gold to you in upgrading your gear than they would be in crafting them stuff yourself. Now obviously you save money a little bit by saving these items, so if you are trying to gear and be totally self-sufficient, yeah, hold on to these, but for the majority of the player base, the extra gold is going to be a lot more useful than an extra 12 soul stones would be. And elaborating a little bit further, in the crafting guilds, you also do sometimes need these stones, and sometimes it is profitable to craft these items, so do check the marketplace if you're in a crafting guild to see if it might be worth crafting the items. Right now during Trove, the market's usually pretty shot, so it's definitely not going to be making any money, but if you want to hold on to them and wait and see till after Trove, maybe, but I'm going to be selling all of mine. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not your dad, you do you, kid. So, fun fact, over 50% of my viewers are older than me, according to the YouTube analytics. So really, I'm definitely not your dad, and some of you are older enough to be my dad, some of you are older than my dad, so thanks for watching. So fun fact number 2, my average view duration is 4 minutes and 3 seconds, and this video is already at 3 minutes, so let's do this. So we're going to give you the TLDR version here, where we kind of just go through quickly all the different things you want to do to make gold, or all the different things I do to make gold in the game. This nets me about 1,000 gold per week, sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on RNG, but about 1,000 gold per week for just playing the game pretty casually as a just averagely geared player. You don't need to have super high gear to do any of this stuff. Like I said, I do it to get it done as quickly as possible in the 2 hours I have to play after work. So your primary goal is going to be to complete your daily challenge by completing certain quests. The 2 quests you're always going to want to complete are Brawl in the Basin and Midnight Skypetal Plains. Midnight Skypetal Plains is going to net you 10 gold for completing it. It takes about 15 minutes. Midnight Skypetal Plains is located in Zyway on the map, which is in the Silverfrost Mountain regions up here. And you're going to want to go to the House of Pleasures. That's the closest location to it. But if we zoom in on the map and zoom in on the map again, it is located right here, Midnight Skypetal Plains. House of Pleasures is the fastest fast travel point. To get into a party for this, look in the faction chat in the bottom left corner. Brawl in the Basin is a daily quest. It takes about 13 seconds, sometimes 14 seconds, based on how quickly you can kill an enemy. So easy quest to complete your daily there, or to get you 2 out of 3, and then all you need to do is find a third super easy daily challenge to do. Most of the time this will be either Cold Storage or Heaven's Mandate if they're available on the rotation. If they're not, look for a super easy dungeon. Their difficulty is rated by the 1 star. Completion of all of these dungeons, excluding Heaven's Mandate and Cold Storage, is going to net you the 10 gold for MSP, whatever gold the 3rd dungeon gave you, plus 30 silver for completing the Brawl in the Basin quest. Additionally, you get 5 gold for completing the daily challenge, plus a bunch of upgrade materials. So you're netting basically 15 to 16 gold for about 25 to 30 minutes worth of work. On top of your daily challenge, you're going to want to do Heaven's Mandate and Cold Storage. Now I know you need to have an orb to do Heaven's Mandate, which is why what you're going to want to do when you get into the party finder is look on the left side of the screen for people that are posting Heaven's Mandate, My Orb, My Loot. That means that they have an orb, they are hosting a party, they are using their orb, and they expect you to give them whatever loot comes from it. So don't be a jerk, let them have their loot, just take your free ride and get your free 10 gold. Cold Storage does not require any entry fee. You can just walk in and get your 10 gold. So no matter what, do Cold Storage minimum on every one of your characters. If you have like 4, 5, 6 characters, that's 60 gold for like 2 minutes of your time. So definitely something to do on every single character you have every day. The final area you're going to want to do is Moon Refuge, which you saw me in at the start of the video. Moon Refuge will net you 3 gold for completing the quest, but what you're really in it for is the tokens, the golden nuggets. The golden nuggets drop probably around 25% rate from what I've seen in my experience from running it over the last week. So over the course of a week, you're looking at an additional 35 gold just from running Moon Refuge, which is pretty cool, especially across all of your characters. Plus you get the Moonlight Buds, which you need to gear your alts, so it's really a win-win-win-win-win. Great area to do at this time in the game. So I am the spreadsheet king and put together a spreadsheet on all of this to kind of give you an idea of the different dungeons that I run, as well as some additional ones. So we have Heaven's Mandate, Cold Storage, Midnight Sky Petal Plains, Moon Refuge, Celestial Basin, and an extra daily if required. So a total average of 38.14 gold for completion of these, and then you have up to 58 depending on how you do in Moon Refuge. The odds of you getting all 4 very, very low, but hey, there is a chance. Total time to complete all of this is going to be right around 56 minutes if you have to do an extra daily. If not, you're looking at about 45 minutes, so 45 minutes to an hour to complete all of these different tasks. In addition to doing these tasks, I also complete the 20th floor of Mushin's Tower as well as Outlaw Island. Those are both in Mushin's Tower. Mushin's Tower is Mushin's Hall. It's located on your map right here, Mushin's Hall on the map. Click on that, Mushin's Tower. 20th floor is over here. Outlaw Island is over here. Both of those quests are decently geared. You're not going to be able to do them fresh out of the story, but you should be pretty close to do the 20th floor at least. So my recommendation is try the 20th floor, and if you can clear it, great. If not, you're going to have to go a little bit further, practice a little bit more. If you do clear it, move on and try Outlaw Island. But back on the spreadsheet, those net me 12 gold, almost 13 gold per character, plus they give me another chance at some drops that I can pick up to sell on as materials. In addition to this, always make sure you're doing your weekly train. So your weekly dungeons on your character are located on your little screen over here. And you've got your challenge reward if you go to the weekly menu, and you have basically Hall of the Templar, Hall of the Keeper, Snowjade Fortress, and Fallen Aranzu School. So those dungeons net 20 gold apiece, or 20 gold total. And then you want to make sure you do Skybreak Spire on your character. So Skybreak Spire is worth 54 gold, 54.5 gold. Skybreak Spire is located here on the map. It's in Kanda Vihar down here. To try and get into a party for these, look in the faction chat on the left side of the screen. I've seen a lot of people just posting any requirements. No, just come on in, do Skybreak Spire, which is great for new players. You can pick up that 54 gold for very little effort, as well as have a chance at your Skybreak Spire accessories if your raid leader is a nice person. Just look for people on the left side of the screen that are being nice in their recruitment, saying just anybody come or come along. I know I got into 2 of them this week on alts. They're pretty easy to get into at this point, so that's pretty cool. So completion of all of these different things that you see on the screen right here, every single day that I can do them per week on 2 characters aside from this. I don't do this on both my characters, I only do it on my gunslinger. Nets me a total of 772 gold on the minimum, or 1,052 gold on the maximum side, plus an additional 200 gold for all of the items, the upgrade materials that I get for selling on over here. I kept track of them for the week, this past week. Adding all those together nets me an average gold income between 56 gold per hour or 72 gold per hour. So I'm making anywhere from 1 gold to 1.2 gold per minute while playing the game. My total playtime for a week is about 17 hours, just over 17 hours, and about 2.5 hours per day that I would spend playing Blade and Soul. So not even too much of a grind to get that type of gold income. Now just to compare this for funs and giggles over here, I took the minimum wage in New York State, took the after-tax value, multiplied by how many N coins that's worth, did the exchange rate that's on the market, so 1 hour of working a full-time job is worth 308 gold per hour. So if you wanted to compare that to how you're doing as far as farming, this is the best farm rate I can pick out in the game. I can't really think of a better farm rate other than farming these dungeons over on multiple characters. So basically you're making about 1/4 of minimum wage farming gold in Blade and Soul, just for you to put in your mind. Anyway guys, I hope you found this video useful. If you did like the video, make sure to leave a like. Check out some of the other videos on the channel, and if you're not subscribed already, please consider subscribing, as it does mean a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you at the next video. Peace.